A couple weeks ago, we kept tally, and she literally, in one class period, 200 sneezes. This may take a while. You did not come to watch your children play in unison this evening. They did that at Christmas. We're using this first Frere Jacques as an example of, I guess, a furtherance of this is what they've done this semester. You were here back in December. You remember that's what they did. They played everything together. Well, tonight you're going to hear my first year group actually play in parts. It's kind of exciting. When they actually get to break things apart and start trying to be independent. What we just did was what we would, in the musical circle, would call monophonic playing, where everybody does the same thing at the same time. Okay? Now we're going to do what's called polyphonic music, and hopefully it'll be a good polyphonic and not a bad polyphonic, in which they will start playing what you just heard, and then they will break into parts, and it will sound more like probably what you might be used to when you hear Frere Jacques. So we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it in round style. First time you listen. Okay. And then we play two things. So can you first one? One time. Round style. Okay. Everybody together. Obviously, they've made a lot of progress since December, and I'm very pleased. They are now going to play Beethoven. First-year players doing Beethoven. Now we're going to do something a little different. I don't know that I've ever done this with a beginning group. We're going to do a piece with band and a soloist. That's all I'm going to say about it. Our soloist this evening, our triangle soloist, yes, a solo for triangle, needs no introduction. She's no stranger to the band program, and she's no stranger to the stage. Our triangle soloist this evening, give her a round of applause, Miss Stacy Smith.
Can I get a music stand, please?
Do I have your permission to begin? Oh, my back. Where were we?
We've been practicing for weeks. Yes, the audience is very appreciative. And I think it's going well so far.
while she packs up her closet, I have some people I need to thank on the stage this evening. We have a lot of people filling in tonight. We have some one of our flute players is traveling, and obviously John Clay is broken. So we have some people filling in. In the flute section, Faith Musser, and in the horn section, Cooper Morris. And then just to give us an even number of trumpets, Malik Sylvester is back in the trumpet section. And then helping coordinate all the percussion, Nick Moore is in the back, and he's taking care of these guys. So thank you to y'all. 7th grade is going to play their last piece, Cardiff Castle. I hope y'all are as pleased with the progress that they have made in the last couple of months as I am. They have just absolutely done outstanding this semester, and I can't wait to see what they'll do next year. After they play, we will change the stage, and then the 8th grade will play. So the 7th grade closes their portion with Cardiff Castle. The group on the stage now is the 8th grade intermediate band. This is my group that is just wrapping up their second year of instruction. I love this group of kids. They're wonderful. I can't wait to get them in high school next year. Cannot wait. They're going to be amazing. The first piece we played, it's actually one that I played when I was in 8th grade. A long time ago. A piece called Canticum. And the next piece we're going to play is a piece called Astro Overture. It's an old war horse for middle school band. I think everybody that's a band director has played it at some point in their lives or studied it at some point in their lives, or it's been around for a very long time. And I hope you enjoy Astro Overture.
It's like I haven't heard of it.
And the final piece that the 8th grade is going to be playing this evening, I heard it several years ago at an honor band at Austin P. And I've been wanting to do it, and wanting to do it, and wanting to do it, and finally had a group that was big enough in 8th grade that was able to do it. And it's a piece called Midnight Escape. It's very Mission Impossible, very campy spy kind of spy movie. I think you'll enjoy it. After the 8th grade gets done, then we will have a massive stage change for the high school. So that one will take a little bit longer than the last one. Also, got to thank a couple people. Dustin Yazzie is helping us out in the trombone section, so we have more than one. It's always nice to have more than one of an instrument, and he's helping out. Nick is getting a workout this evening. He's also playing with the 8th grade, and Scott Smith is actually going to be playing on this next one too. So we have a lot of people doing double and triple duty this evening. So the last piece for the 8th grade, Midnight Escape.
Well, we'll close out
And
now.
if you will bear with us,
High school band.
we'll be with the high school in just a moment. for you now is the hardest working group of children in Houston County High School. I don't care what any of the other groups say or what any of their schedules would like to think that they are. One of my band director friends is in the audience this evening, and I'm sure he would agree that his kids are probably the hardest working group of kids at his school too. These kids are absolutely outstanding, and we have a technical malfunction. The Super Bowl has wardrobe malfunctions. We have mechanical malfunctions. Thank you, Rachel. She was supposed to be an usher, but apparently she's also a stand repairer. These guys have just worked their tails off this year, and I hope it shows. The first piece we did is a piece by Holsinger, David Holsinger, his Prelude and Rondo. Holsinger actually lives in East Tennessee. Very nice man, very nice man. He and his wife are terrific. I haven't had lunch with them in a while, but they're just great, great people. I think I read somewhere that that's the first piece he ever wrote. I think he was maybe 18 or 19 when he wrote it. And he's probably in his late 60s now. So talk about a war horse. That one's been around a while. The next piece we're going to do is relatively new in the repertoire. It came out in 2000. It's a piece by Frank Kelly, and he wrote it. He was commissioned to write it after the shootings at Columbine in April of 1999, and it premiered a year and 3 days later by the Columbine High School Band. Great piece of music, very, very lush, very gorgeous, very taxing on the performer. We now give you Frank Kelly's An American Elegy. is in two movements, Cajun folk songs. And it has become, in the last 20 years, one of the standard pieces in the high school band literature. It is in two movements, as I said. The first movement, La Belle et la Capitaine, tells the story of a young girl who feigns death to avoid being seduced by a sea captain. That's all it says. And Belle is about a man who goes away to Texas only to receive word of his sweetheart's illness, forcing him to return to Louisiana. Finding her unconscious upon his return, he pawns his horse to try to save her, to no avail. Wow. Kind of depressing. This piece is based on some recordings that were actually made in 1934 in South Louisiana, done on wax cylinder recording that are preserved in the Library of Congress. So these are not just something that Frank DeKelly came up with and said, "Hey, we're going to call it a Cajun folk tune." It's actually a real, honest to goodness Cajun folk song. So it is in two movements. I ask you hold your applause between the two movements. And we will now present to you Cajun folk songs. I've never had to make, I don't think I've ever had to make a massive stage change in the middle of high school's concert, but this next piece requires that the entire percussion section just about be relocated. So this is going to take a little bit of time. We always reach a point in the year where we have to say goodbye to people. And for some of the people on the stage, this will be their last performance with us on this stage this evening. If you're a senior graduating this year, please stand. This senior, you can sit now. It will be all about you on Friday night, I promise. While we're in the neighborhood, I'll drop by. Friday night is the band banquet. There's information in your program about that. Your children were given information about that about a month or so ago. And for some of you, that's as far as it got. And if you have children on the stage, you probably know exactly what I mean. Because I found lots of those little forms on the floor, and it was getting phone calls. Why didn't my child bring a form? Because he left it in the band room. That's the answer. This is a very tough program that we have done this evening, and it seems like, we had a stand malfunction. We've had some woodwind instrument malfunctions. Travis just had to change saxophones in the middle of the concert. But these guys have really dug in to what we've been trying to do this semester. We're trying to push and expand a little bit. And this next piece is going to be evidence of that. It is not, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, it is not as clean as a piece as I would normally put on the stage. I'm going to be honest. There are parts of it that are shaky, but when they have done a very, very terrific job with it, and I hope that they're going to prove me to be a liar just now. If you're sitting in the front couple of rows, you probably will not be able to hear after this piece is over because it's very loud. Just be weird. And also, let me go ahead and say this too. I've never had to do this at a concert either. When we are done with the concert this evening, we have to reset the forum for end of course testing. So if you see people coming through and stacking chairs and moving things, don't be alarmed. It's just what has to happen. So be that as it may. Have I given y'all enough time? Okay. Tempered Steel was commissioned in the 90s by the Big 12, Band Directors Association. Big 12, that's like Texas, used to be Texas A&M, Oklahoma State, those people that we SECers don't talk about. And the name is very appropriate, and about 10 seconds in, you'll know why. It is a very, very challenging piece. It's probably the hardest thing that has ever been performed on this stage. I hope you enjoy it. Charles Rochester Young's Tempered Steel. Thank y'all very